For most mobile to arcade games, it's always a vertical screen. For a refreshing change, let's take a look at Willy Crash. Alright, so this game looks like it was a joint release for both mobile and Redemption arcades. Both were done by Baytech Games, and the timeline looks like they came out around late 2018. The mobile game is pretty shallow. Like most mobile games, it paywalls typical things like cosmetics, but even playing the game makes you pay or watch ads. Honestly, I had more fun reading the reviews than I did playing this. But switching over to the arcade port, we can see that it's the same gameplay loop. Shoot Willy to make him land on the buildings and try to get the highest value. The big difference is that the graphics are a lot nicer with the arcade port. The arcade can mess around with the difficulty settings. One to consider is how they set the bonus building. You can make an assumption on the difficulty based on where you see the bonus building located here. There are two more settings beyond these ones. They can also set it to automatic, which would move the building location based on how frequently the jackpot is getting hit. And one more called Move After Win, that shifts the bonus building right after a jackpot. They can also set the speed on the cannon itself. While you aim your shot, the cannon swings back and forth. They can set the speed using the usual easy, normal, hard settings here, but there's another option for automatic. I have observed that playing after a jackpot, automatic is making the next cannon move faster. The arcade can also mess around with payout amounts, but you'll typically see the buildings closer to the jackpot building paying more. This jackpot is pretty hard to get, but not impossible. The angle is entirely going to depend on what building layout you have. For this arcade configuration with the jackpot on the 4th building, I'm finding that an angle around 80-85 degrees is the sweet spot. It should also be shot while the cannon aimer is swinging left. I would try to line this up with the background buildings, but don't rely on that too much as the background changes between plays. Since this game uses a detonator plunger, you can even time your shot a little earlier as it won't be nearly as fast as pressing a button. For an advanced strategy, try to aim for the birds. If you hit one, it can help break your horizontal momentum. This momentum shift is important, as you'll find that Willy will keep sliding off the jackpot building if you don't hit the perfect angle. Assuming you're playing on the default difficulty settings, you should only win once and move on. You can't rely on this one for consistent jackpots if the difficulty keeps moving around. Just take a jackpot and come back after enough plays have been done. I like how Willy Crash is just a vessel for Baytech Games to advertise more of their games. You'll see a lot of familiar faces in the background when playing this one. Can we also just stop and appreciate the name of Willy Crash? Will he crash? This game sort of blurs the line between B and C tier for me. I feel like it's not nearly as consistent as the other B tiers, but it doesn't deserve to be compared to the other C-tiered games. But looking at the good points, this game can be a very fast jackpot. The large value buildings beside the jackpot one can even pay better than many of the bad arcade games out there. So we're gonna give this one a very cautious B tier.